how gorgeous it
the
is.
election system on the right to justify delaying the certification of the results. In an interview with it, haven't we learned from Vice President Fuckface that we don't try to fuck with the certification of the results of an election? Have we learned nothing? In an interview with the New York Times late last year, Ms. Judge said she did not actually suspect there were any irregularities in the vote count in Cochise. She characterized the move as protest against the election certification in Maricopa, a totally different county, the large urban county that includes Phoenix, where right-wing activists have made an array of unproven claims of malfeasance. Quote, our small counties, we're just sick and tired of getting kicked around and not being respected. We're just sick and tired of not having more people that vote. Katie Hobbs,
I'm listening to the Daily Beans, just in case you were wondering.
Arguing their
and it's a refried beans episode.
Canvas would disenfranchise the county's voters.
You pass this exit, then use the right lane to take the exit onto Old City Highway towards Rabbit Creek Road.
Canvas would disenfranchise the county.
Use the right lane to take the exit onto Old City Highway towards Rabbit Creek Road.
The county's third supervisor, Ann English, a Democrat, has opposed the other's actions. Republican candidates
I need
lost
to wash
their
my
races
windshield.
most of the top.
Shuggy.
Then take the first left onto Old City.
Shuggy prints everywhere.
And candidates lost their races.
At the stop sign, use the left lane to turn onto Old City Highway towards Rabbit Creek Road.
Most of the top of statewide races in the Arizona election.
I never get tired of these
Democrat was
views.
elected governor. In October, the local Herald Review newspaper and VoteBeat reported that Ms.
Ooh,
Judd
this
was
appointment is at the
surpassed by Ms.
Richie
Lewis,
Rich
the Democrat
houses.
elected last year to appear before a state grand jury in the Attorney General's investigation. Although local Republicans.
It's so wild. I go to some of these appointments. I show up and I'm like tripped out on the fact that it'll be one person living in like 4,500 square feet. And I'm just like, isn't this a little bit of a waste here? But that's usually how it is. Or two people, a couple in a huge ass house, no kids. It's wild.
Accountability is an important message, not just to election deniers in Arizona, but across the country.
Stay in the left lane.
Not just to election deniers in Arizona, but across the country, that if they indulge in conspiracy theories and ignore the law to try to disenfranchise voters, there are real consequences. Well, there are. And what there are, yes. All right, this one's from Politico. The judge who supervised the Capitol on January 6th of 2021 blamed that the event on big lies and warned that the country is in danger of turning toward authoritarianism. Now, as the federal court in Washington, that Judge Beryl Howe once oversaw, prepares for a historic trial of former President Donald Trump on charges of attempting to fraudulently overturn the results of the 2020 election. The jurors used a rare public speech Tuesday to lament that many of those convicted of their actions on January 6th fell under the sway of falsehoods. And they quote, my D.C. judicial colleagues and I regularly see the impact of big lies in the sentencing of hundreds of individuals who were convicted for offense conduct on January 6th of 2021 when they disrupted the certification of the 2020 presidential election into this Capitol. Again, that's from Howell. And as we know, she was appointed by Barack Obama. Now, Howell, who served as chief judge.
In one lane, turn right onto Golden View Drive.
Now, Howell,
Oh, that
who
looks so
served as
cool.
chief judge of the district
The
court
sunshine.
from 2016 until March and remains on the bench there, also suggested that the dangers
Sunshine
evident
on
in the
my
day's Capitol riot have not
shoulders
passed, in part because some Americans have become unmoored from facts. And that's one way to say it.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. How about you, Miss Aki
The
Poo?
very importance of facts is
How
dismissed
about
or
you, Miss
ignored.
Aki Poo?
That's what Howell told the annual gala